Your Excellency, to introduce the program and demonstration of NDDCU lessons tablets, may I respectfully invite to the podium Mr. Sim Shagaya, the CEO of U-Lesson Group. Please a round of applause for him.
The First Lady, Your Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON. The Second Lady, Your Excellency Hajiya Nana Shatima. The First Ladies of the various states here present and the wives of our legislative leaders, good morning, Your Excellencies. The Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, the Honorable Minister of Regional Development, Engineer Abubakar Momo, Chair of the Senate Committee on NDDC, Chair of the House Committee of NDDC, the Chairman of the NDDC, Mr. Chiedu Ebie, and the MDC of NDDC, Chief Samuel Obuku. Ladies and gentlemen, and lastly and of course not least, the children of the Niger Delta who are here representing the brother children of that region. Good morning. It's a great privilege for me and members of my team to be here with you today. We all know the statistics, we've heard them often, I won't share them too much. 18 million children out of school, teacher-student ratios of 1:80 in some states in our country. We know the statistics, we read them, and we could let our arms fall in resignation, but I'm grateful to God that those of us in this room, notably the leadership, the chair and vice chair of the Renewed Hope Initiative and the NDDC have chosen to not pursue the path of resignation, but instead to do something about it. And we're immensely grateful for that. For the better part of 10 years, myself and my colleagues at U-Lesson have worked tirelessly with one thing in mind, which is building education technology products. We sought to do several things. The first is to marry digital technologies, this suite of digital technologies that are very powerful, and we've seen that they can be used for good. We've also seen that they can be used for harm, but we sought to marry those technologies with education. This is the first thing. But we also sought to build high-performance, high-efficacy education solutions for our market, in our own context, and with our own values. And I'm proud to say that after the work of a lot of tireless work of a team that now numbers over 300 here in Abuja, we've built solutions that objectively are better than what is to be found in many, many parts of the world. It took us a long time to start to see some success. The first couple of years were slow, but very soon we began to see adoption. Parents began to see performance, and before we knew what was happening, thousands and then tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of students across Nigeria were using U-Lesson. But then I noticed a problem. It was very obvious to us, even from the very beginning. Even as we saw commercial success, there was a problem. The problem is that we noticed that the users of U-Lesson were the children of Maitama and the children of Ikoyi and the children of Lekki and the children of the various government reservation areas, reserved areas around the country. Now, that's the thing about education, is that the people that most need it, paradoxically, oftentimes cannot afford it. And this was not something that was acceptable to us. And this is where the NDDC stepped in under the leadership of Chief Obuku to really serve as a go-between between private enterprise like us and those that actually truly need this product. 45,000 tablets. It's easy for it to just roll off the tongue. I have been doing this enough. I have colleagues and fellow CEOs that are running education technology companies across the world. And I can tell you that there has been no intervention of this scale, of this magnitude, anywhere on this continent, period. Of course, we as ULesson, we sought to optimize for adoption over profit margin. It's always been in our philosophy that we want to see more people use this than prioritizing profits first. But there's no way we could have done this without the partnership of the NDDC. And actually, I want to single out one individual. He's not here today, if it's appropriate for me to do so. The chairman of the Senate Committee of NDDC, Senator Asukwo Ekpeyong, who played a critical role. When we first introduced this solution to him, he was, of course, circumspect. There are a lot of people that have claims about education technology. But once he started to see the data about our solution, then, of course, he provided a lot of momentum to make this happen, and I'm grateful for that. So, 45,000 tablets, like I mentioned before, but we're just starting. And I think this is where I am personally excited by this partnership between the Renewed Hope Initiative and the NDDC. We've got so much work to do, and we have so little time. I've had the privilege of working very closely in this field, and I know that these tabs that we're distributing point to a way forward. They point to how we're going to remedy these problems that we seem to face that seem intractable. But beyond the tabs, there are also other solutions that we can deploy very quickly. If you will indulge me for a second, let me paint a picture of where I think we can go. The tabs are just step one. Over there to the extreme end of the stage, you see the ULesson class board. It is the screen over there on the stand. And it's more than a piece of hardware. Embedded in it is full curriculum from primary 1 to SS3, again built with our context, our values, our curriculum, Nigerian, by Nigerians, for Nigerians. But again, that board is just a railway line. I call it a railway line because it's going to carry some very, very interesting things in my vision, in my view of what the future is going to look like. And I think this is where it's relevant for other agencies to be inspired by what the NDDC has done, and even the states. We know our problems, we know our constraints, and we know the technologies we have. Our problems are out of school children. Our challenges so far has been too much investment in classroom blocks, not enough investment in curriculum and efficacy. Our problems is that we don't have the teachers. And we have these digital technologies. The vision at ULesson that we see is there are going to be teaching centers sitting in state capitals, a teaching center in Asaba, for example, and streaming classes to a classroom in Patani, far away, where a student can raise their hand in that classroom and that teacher in Asaba can say, I see that somebody raised their hand, and answer that question. This is how we're going to solve these problems. This is how we're going to take the skilled few resources that we have and amplify them and stretch them without even compromising or getting rid of the teacher that is in Patani. This is our vision for the future. This is what will emerge, some variation of it. The question is, do we have the urgency and the courage to do it now, or do we wait for a few years as this problem festers even more? I think we have to proceed with a sense of urgency. So that said, the reason we're all here, of course, is for the children. Embedded in our national anthem is a prayer to God that we leave a banner to our children without stain. So let me also extend that prayer to the children, that let them build a Nigeria that we will be proud of. Let them build things that we'll be proud of and things that we were unable to build. Let them see things that we've not seen. Let them do things that we've not done. And let them build a country that ultimately will be a pride of not just the African continent, but of the world. And with this effort, may these children find reason to one day, the children in this room as well as the children that are not here, may they one day find reason to thank God for the people that are in this room that made this initiative happen. So that said, I want to thank the First Lady again for this effort, the Renewed Hope Initiative. It's very important, even as an extension of the broader Renewed Hope agenda, which speaks to a powerful liberal economy that we're trying to build in this country. But it's also a recognition that there are some sectors, like education, that cannot be subjected to liberal market forces. The government must intervene. And so we're thankful for that, Madam First Lady. Thank you, NDDC. God bless everybody in this room, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you. I would like to, sorry, if I have a few more minutes, I would like to invite my colleague, the Chief Academic Officer of ULESSON. He's going to give you a quick demonstration of there he is, exactly what the product does. Thank you, Hein. Okay.